So I just looked through some of the top listings on prompt engineers on platforms like Indeed. And here's some things that I learned that I think you can use as you're applying for jobs or as you are working with AI so that you can keep in mind. And with pay ranges upwards of 100K plus, 6 figures plus, it is very tempting to want to be a prompt engineer. But really, what is a prompt engineer? So we're going to discuss the job and what this job entails. Now, first of all, the first takeaway that I got was that it's still very experimental. A lot of these companies are still developing their language models and working with data and not even sure how they're applying all of this data. So this prompt engineer can come in and experiment and guide how this is going to work. Now, we've all know of ChatGPT, and a good amount of companies use ChatGPT because they are so good at being able to provide a way for us to use natural language to refer and reference a data or a certain amount of data from this huge data library, like this knowledge of data. Now, certain companies, if they have a big budget, then they're going to be able to make their own language model, their own proprietary data, and their own weights on different parts of the prompt so that you can get certain access to certain parts of data. So all of this is still in this experimental phase as AI blew up over the last year. And so when they're looking to pay somebody upwards of 6 figures plus, this means this person probably has to come in with a certain amount of expertise. So this leads me to my second point. Now, the second point is you have to be a professional already. What I mean by that is that you are already knowledgeable in this area that is going to be whatever industry this company that you want to work with is in. So AI really is to augment your skills, your abilities, your knowledge, and it's not going to completely replace you. Now, what this person's role is in this company is that they're going to be able to tap into their knowledge and then create these protocols and work with the language models that most companies are going to be using. And of course, it doesn't have to be language models. It could even be algorithms. AI these days and prompt engineering encompasses a huge range of ways to access data and have calculations and whatnot to get a result from that database. So as you're coming to this company, you are already an expert. And then on top of being an expert, now you're thinking of systems to systemize how to get to this destination using AI and using prompts. So you're building out this prompt protocol to help guide the next generation or different engineers on your team, different designers on your team to get to this destination that they're trying to reach. So unfortunately, if you're new and you're just starting to learn AI, it's not quite possible to get these high-paying prompt engineering jobs. But this also leads me to the third point, and this is the perfect time to learn AI, and specifically prompt engineering, because the best way to get practice in prompt engineering is actually to prompt more. So the best way to do that is to go to ChatGPT, talk to ChatGPT every day, use ChatGPT in your daily life. You never know where it could be applied. Like for me, I actually use ChatGPT in a lot of different things. And as you're using ChatGPT or whichever language model that you prefer, you can learn and dig into different things that you're asking, different things that you're prompting up, and expand on certain points, ideas, and different parts of this answer that you got. So for example, I typically like to ask it questions on facts and databases and reference what's happening in a certain area or what's happening now, or when I'm in a conversation, I like to fact check that I ask ChatGPT instead of going on Google, because sometimes if you're going on Google, then you lose time, searching up different websites and whatnot. Now, ChatGPT might not be 100% accurate, but it does give me a good reference to go off of. Like, for example, I was talking about the EU with somebody and which countries were in the EU. And so I would just ask ChatGPT about that country, if it's in the EU, when it joined the EU, and what types of access does it have amongst the EU countries. So those things you can ask ChatGPT and get it in a matter of seconds. And this makes me think a lot about how certain people learn to Google. And of course, it seems kind of funny, right, to say that, oh, Googling is a skill, but it really is. To understand how to use Google and For certain people, it's like they don't know how to use quotations. They don't know how to use like file types to search only certain file types or to certain websites. These are skills that you have to learn as you're using Google. And as you're learning AI now and language models, these are some skills that you can also build upon as well. So as you are getting more practice, you're getting more fluent in working with language models, eventually you're going to be a pro at prompt engineering, which is essentially coming up with these prompts to work and interact with the language models. Hey, if you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe and stick along for the other videos that I made. All right, I'll see you in the next one.